Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. Today has been a pretty big day in terms of crypto news, and we also have a new interview with Rosie Rios, which is kind of interesting. The audio is not that good, but it is interesting to watch. We have some news on XRP, some news on the SEC, and mostly just other Bitcoin stuff, ending it off with some whale talk. Starting it off, Ripple got themselves a new ODL corridor. Well, Ripple ODL... I opened the Rosie Rios thing. Ripple ODL Australia to Vietnam, FinFan became the first institution in Vietnam to use the Ripple XRP network. It is to this FinFan infrastructure that the DA5 and the Linkspan Global Network now has full access. Talk specifically about XRP. So this is not something which Ripple has shared just quite yet, but people are drawing the links left and right that links, no pun intended. Links Global launches DA5 Australia and activates the DA5 FinFan Vietnam payment rails, which again, FinFan becomes the first neo-banking institution in Vietnam to utilize the Ripple XRP blockchain network and its global financial payments network called RippleNet. Again, you can kind of see what RippleNet entails, and as part of RippleNet, which comprises more than 300 financial institutions, FinFan, in conjunction with this partnership, carved out a more transparent solution for on-demand minimized transaction fees, which is again why we assume here that they're specifically using XRP. Even though they said blockchain network, I sometimes debate whether or not it's actually Ripple's on-demand liquidity, but with the wording that they use for this, specifically using on-demand minimized transaction fees, I am assuming that they are using XRP together with the last line with a real-time bridge between the multi-currency exchange that could be instantly settled in the destination countries on a 24/7 basis. It's looking pretty damn good, guys. Looking pretty damn good. He also said that there's more tidbits in the article. There's actually a couple of articles written about it already, and it's just kind of, some small stuff to kind of get yourself excited about if you didn't know. From a, I guess, do you need to know basis? I would say no, though. This is the most important part in terms of the adoption for today. Having said that, guys, if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos, I'm going to give you a second right now to quickly press that like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm and doesn't cost you anything, so I want to try and hit like 1,500 likes today, alright? Just make sure you press that little button. And also, I have a question for y'all, and that is, damn, I had two questions, but I guess I kind of forgot one of them. That is, when did you get into crypto? Like, what year? Have you been in crypto for longer than 1 year? Let me know in the comment section down below by typing yes or no. We have this interview by Rosie Rios, which was interesting yet not that important because it's only 40 seconds and I just said the audio quality is not that good. I've decided to do a little bit of digging and I could not find this interview anywhere else surrounding the internet, even though I did type in a couple of quotes. I did type in the name which she thanks at the start. I just couldn't find it.
Well, thank you for having me on here, JP. I'm thrilled to be here from sunny California. A lot happening in the world at the moment. And yes, I recently joined the pool in April. Thrilled to do that. For me, the concept of cryptocurrency has been out there for a while, and it took, for me, a legitimate path of utility that convinced me to join. So, as you know, crypto is in use widely, but for me, the XRP's role in facilitating cross-border payments very quickly, I think, provides an application that is much at the moment.
Okay, so what I've fetched from it, again, it's not my internet here, it's just a bad video, bad audio. What I've fetched from it is that she, again, doesn't really speak too much on anything else except for saying how good XRP is and how efficient in the payment realm. Just nice to see. Again, mind you, very much so. Rosie Rios here is not just a random woman that we've never heard of before. No, Rosie Rios is the 43rd treasurer of the United States. Just type her name in. I'll type it in, Rosie Rios, just for you guys as well to get a little bit of an indication as to who this woman actually is. Look at that here. All right, Rosie Rios, I'm not going to even attempt, is an American academic. She served as the 43rd Treasurer of the United States and is a visiting scholar at the Radcliffe Institute for Advanced Study at Harvard University. and she's now on the board over at Ripple. So mind you, very much so, this is a woman who knows her stuff, knows currencies to the best of her abilities, as that's, again, what she is known for here. You guys know what a treasurer does, right? There's one thing which I'm kind of confused about. She has some really, really elaborate social presence, and I do sometimes wonder what exactly her goal is. Is it to become like a social media person or what? She's also really heavily over on Twitter. But don't get me wrong, I really, really enjoy it. I really firmly do, because that does show you that these people who are working with Ripple now can actually speak out. I'm not saying she tweets like 10 things a day, but a lot of these regulators, like for example Gary Gensler, don't even have a Twitter. And like a lot of those big regulator guys and the quote-unquote important people, they don't really have Twitter. They don't really do that type of stuff. So I just like to see it. Moving on, Ripple Labs lawsuit update. Judge Netburn rules in favor of Ripple in 3 out of the 4 motions. I think I'm actually going to do another separate video here explaining exactly what the consequences of these decisions were, as a lot of you guys were still uncertain about whether or not this was good or bad for Ripple. If you don't want to watch another video, you just want the summary, yes, this is really good, because even though the SEC had a little bit of a victory earlier where they got the 60-day extension of this lawsuit, pushing everything back, it was actually kind of mitigated because a lot of the requests that the SEC had for within those 60 days have been denied, and that leaves Ripple with a really good defense, because people are estimating, and so am I too, that the judge is digging that defense and thus denied some of those SEC requests. Talking about SEC, they delayed yet another ETF decision. Deadline pushed to July as well. The SEC has been attempting to delay this indefinitely, it kind of feels like, but here again is one more decision. The US SEC has delayed its decision on the VanEck ETF again. It has cited investor protection and market volatility as the primary reason behind the absence of Bitcoin ETFs. The next deadline is set for July 2021. And to be honest, I've gone over these thoughts so freaking often over the last couple of years that I'm not exactly sure anymore what they're trying to attempt. One of the things I noticed is that they always quote investor protection, yet the SEC has labeled Bitcoin as a non-security, where again, they should be looking out for people's protection, so to speak, and they kind of classify Bitcoin as being fine. Why all of a sudden this caution, and why do they keep the caution if it's not that scary of a thing? I mean, most people that are getting into Bitcoin know exactly what they're up against. And even though I would also state that there's a ton of people out there who just heard about Bitcoin and bought some, and they have weak hands, that, I mean, if you're going to invest more than you're able to lose, that sounds like a you mistake, right? I don't know if you really need protection from that type of stuff. With ETFs, so many people who are actually investors already will just be buying into it. I'm not exactly sure if people who really knew nothing, if their first thought would be to buy into an ETF. I think the people who really know nothing about it will actually just start buying Bitcoin in a way that's mostly presented over on YouTube, or if it's been made easy through one of their providers, they'll just buy into it. Maybe that could be an ETF. But then again, that's always the thing, right? If they have access to a place in which they can buy these speculative assets, if they can buy SPACs or SPOCs, I'm not sure how you pronounce that in English, they should be able to buy this, right? I mean, you can literally do so many scary things in the crypto space, like for example, buying these crazy small cap coins, but all of a sudden a big ETF, which could be properly regulated, oh no, that is bad. It's such a strange thought. And again, this article here just shows that there's a huge increase in people getting into crypto. I would say an ETF just makes the playing field a lot more safe, because huge institutional investors will get into it. Then again, that might also be what their scared part is that some huge money is going to get into the space, which they might not want to have, because again, they want to keep it kind of for the dumb people, not the real big money, or because that means more manipulation is going to come from above as well as ETFs roll on by, and they might not want that. They might want the big hedge funds with tons of money to stick away from it as much as possible and not make it easy for them to join, so that the normal folk don't risk their money in crypto. Is that a logical approach? Debatable, but it's what's going on. Then Elon Musk should study Bitcoin mining more, advised Kraken CEO Jesse Powell. Kraken CEO Jesse Powell advised Elon Musk to study how Bitcoin mining works more, as he believes the asset is a lot greener than people actually realize. We had a little bit of a debacle about that a couple of days ago, talking about how renewable Bitcoin actually is, which was even surprising to me. Then again, do I really care? No. Bitcoin's mining is unnecessary. It's a waste of bread, waste of energy. And so we can definitely side with Elon saying it's kind of dumb. Then again, if he's saying, oh, once Bitcoin is more green, we'll come back into it. That's kind of a stupid statement, right? We covered that before. I think if he said if Bitcoin gets just less energy consumptive, we'll get back, that would have been a little bit of a better statement. But then again, let him be him because it's his own damn decision. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying these episodes, make sure you press that like button just to help out the channel a little bit. I really, really do appreciate it. Now, millionaire whales gobble up to 90,000 Bitcoin over the past 25 days. Whales appear to be accumulating in anticipation of higher prices, with millionaire wallets increasing their holdings by 90,000 Bitcoin in just 25 days. And all this stuff we've covered so often on the channel, I explained to you guys exactly what those whale ratios mean and what they do. Sentiment here posted, Bitcoin addresses holding between 100 and 10,000 Bitcoin have accumulated 90,000 more Bitcoin in the last 25 days, and they now hold a 7-week high of 9.11 million BTC, currently worth a total 366.87 billion Bitcoin, or $1 billion worth of Bitcoin at this time, and 50% of the total Bitcoin supply. Which sometimes is crazy to think about, but you can see here this little line. Here's the Bitcoin holders with 100 to 10K. Coins collectively own highest amount since April 23rd. It's coming back up here, and people have said, is this accumulation phase over? Well, I covered that in the previous episode yesterday. Once more, guys, if you're not yet, it's really worth it to subscribe, so you're just updated every single time that something happens, right? I really recommend you guys to just keep watching these videos. They're just really short, like 12 minutes or so a piece, so you can just watch them all and enjoy, so you're updated with everything that's happening in the crypto space. I try to provide all the news that you need. Glassnode, a analytics website, also posted the response of this little guy to the evolution of Bitcoin as an asset can be seen in the supply distribution. Entities with less than 1 Bitcoin or Satoshi stackers almost own 5% of the supply and have accumulated in 4 accelerating phases. And here's that little analysis that they've done. Phase 1 being 2018, the bear market accumulation. Phase 2 being the post-capitulation acceleration. Phase 3 being the macroeconomic asset phase, basically the big rise. And then phase 4, starting now, geopolitical asset. Which is, again, because these guys are holding more and more and more, I'm assuming, right? That's, I think, what they're going on about. All right, guys, but whales are buying Bitcoin. Why? Well, a lot of people have said it's just the dip right now. They're buying back from all-time high, and they're trying to get a lot of it now before the real big money comes in. I think most of us still believe in the stock to flow, meaning that eventually prices will be higher than they are today. And yeah, I'm enjoying it all, guys. New quarter for Ripple, as we just explained before. Elon Musk is now being hit on the head a little bit. It's noticed that there's a lot of weak hands, which again might have caused a little bit extra of this dip, because people have weak hands. Well, this is the stuff that you see, just people selling it prematurely, basically, or just because the price went down a little bit. And we still do not know exactly what interview this was from Rosa Rios, but we did enjoy it. All right, so guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. See you guys again in another one. Make sure you press the subscribe button with the notification bell. And again, I'll see you later today.